an incredibly anti-immigration candidate becoming president of the United States. You see similar trends in many, many countries. And even the Islamic world, many of it is a backlash against what they see as a very secular, globalized trend, right? So it's what doesn't really exist in the world right now, or at least not enough of, is incredibly religious globalists, right? Religious people who believe that the world needs to come together as one unified family. And I think that's where we can play a really important role. I think that's something that we should be very proud of and we should really advocate for, especially for the younger kids, because as you get older, that reality will become much more obvious and become much more part of your everyday life. So, Father's autobiography was titled A Peace-Loving Global Citizen, right? And I think that's very accurate in terms of what we're looking for, the goal we're trying to achieve. Not to be nationalists, not to be exclusive in our view of ourselves as a community or as a group, but to really try to develop that ability to actually see everyone as part of our family. And it's incredibly challenging. Like, we really have to grow to be able to do that. And one example I thought of was, one example of this conflict is you have kind of the refugee crisis, right? And so all these refugees are pouring in. They are coming from, oftentimes, uneducated backgrounds. They might have completely different cultural norms that aren't acceptable in Western society, in terms of how they treat women or how they interact with society, and but the reaction has been a negative reaction, right? Well, we shouldn't let them in, they shouldn't come. But if the view, and I guess this is just an example of the application of this, if the view was, these are kind of lost brothers and sisters coming back home, right? Almost a prodigal son type of view, then the heart people would have towards these people is, even if they have some difficulties, right? Even if they have trouble getting a job, or even if they have emotional difficulty or trauma from past experiences, if that was your own brother or sister, then you would do what you could to help them, right? You'd be there to support them. You'd try to help them to get back on their feet. You'd try to offer some support system for them. And there are groups that try to do that. I'm not saying that everyone has just been like away with the immigrants, but in general, society has been much more reactionary and causes kind of this tribalism to rise up. And I think it's something that will probably continue to happen and continue to be a problem. And so I think it's something that, with this concept and this philosophy of global citizens, we can kind of help that transition, help people to kind of realize the value of a global family. So the last part of that global family idea is, even though the Kims might be on the opposite side of the world, they're still going to be part of our family. They'll still be in our hearts. We'll still care about them and miss them, and hopefully we'll see them soon. Or even not, we'll never forget them. So with that, I'll finish on that note. Please join me in prayer. Dear beloved and precious Heavenly Parent, we're so grateful for this time together to really celebrate and send off our precious brothers and sisters in the Kim family. We pray that your presence can also be here with us, that you can really feel the love we all have for each other and the joy and sadness of this moment. And we pray that all of us can really continue to develop and strengthen this feeling of community, this feeling of being part of one family under one Heavenly Parent. And pray that no matter what's happening in this world, and we know that a lot of it is awful, there's so much genuine suffering, we pray that the direction can be driving people closer to you. as on the whole, on the average, I pray that people can be deeper in their religious understanding, deeper in their understanding of you, and more compassionate in understanding towards each other. Thank you again for this time together, and report these things in our names here, in the name of Young and Vicky, a blessed central family. Amen. Okay, so we'll just close with the Lord into his garden comes. I'll try to start it off, and then everyone can join in. So, the Lord into his garden comes, the spices yield a rich perfume. The lilies grow and thrive, the lilies grow and thrive, refreshing showers of grace divine, from the Father flows to every vine, and makes the dead revive, and makes the dead revive. Oh, that this dry and barren ground, its springs of water may abound. Fruitful soil become, a fruitful soil become. The desert blossoms as a rose, when the Savior conquers all its foes, and makes his people one, and makes his people one. Come, brethren, you that love the Lord, and taste the sweetness of his word. In Father's ways go on, in Father's ways go on. Our troubles and our trials here will only make us richer there. When we arrive at home, when we arrive at home. Okay, thank you everyone.
Wait, everybody say.
I guess we have an announcement. Special
Can
announcement.
everybody write their name here? Because it'd just be easier if I went in the library.
You want a signature from everyone?
Yeah, just a small one.
All right. So once you sign Hannah's paper, then I think lunch is almost ready. Or we have some time. Your phone.
Mom, your phone.
Just mark it.
And thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Wait. Whoa.
You guys know, we're in the back of the bus.